there's a saying in our culture that says that a home with a disabled man is feared as opposed to a home without a man.
Are men genuinely appreciated enough in the modern society? Or are the expectations placed upon men to succeed, provide, and be a certain way simply too high? So kicking off this discussion is Bwana Victor.
Mwenyewe.
Please, the floor is yours.
A good one. So my name is Victor Luvega, Prof Mwenyewe, like my brother here has mentioned. So far, so good. We are going to, this is a day, of course, we are going to focus on men. Not only men, but also there are boys in the society who are considered to be men as well, and the challenges that they go through, of course. And it's not just about challenges as well, but of course also to celebrate some men who have actually made some achievements in life and progress in life. Especially, we'll talk about if you're a parent, a responsible man, responsible men in the society. Those are some of the things that we're going through. So it's a diverse topic of what men go through, their successes, and of course we are celebrating men. So we'll focus on both the negatives, positives, and maybe I would encourage that we focus on the positives also as well, because we are celebrating men. That is why we are here. So thank you so much, and we'll take it on. I'll leave it to...
Yes. I do agree. Let's focus on the positive side of the men's perspectives.
Yes.
Completely. So I think Victor has mentioned so much of what I'd want to say. And I'm looking forward for us to have an interactive discussion in terms of men and the challenges that face men in the current society. And when it comes to culture, how has modernization dictated culture in terms of how a man is perceived today? I need to introduce myself. My name is David, and I look forward to a wonderful conversation and discussion.
Well, we have a lot to expect from this discussion.
Sure.
And maybe, Victor, do you feel pressured in any way as a man in society?
Yeah, of course, to some extent. All men, and in fact, by the way, all men should have a label maybe at the back, pressure. Because there's no time. A man, you would expect them, like, there are so many things men go through, of course, on daily basis. So personally, I feel the same because I'm also a man. It's considered in normal society, like mentioned somewhere else, like men are not supposed to cry. You see? So whether you are pressured, you are not pressured, you will never understand what a man is going through until you listen to them, you talk to them, or maybe they speak out. So there's so much unspoken about what men go through. Yeah, there are some even men in let's say in the society where you would find some men, for lack of a better word, wanachapwa with women, but they don't speak about it. So there's a lot. For men, it's about paying bills. You'll be known to be a man if you're able to cater for your bills, you're able to take care of your family. If you're able to, you are not supposed to complain as a man. That is the perception of the society. But you see, we also human beings, and we have feelings as well. So when it gets to you speaking out, the unspoken, of course, if you find a forum like this one, then you have to vent out. You need to get a space to vent out, to talk to someone, to talk to, and all that. So that's why I would say, in a nutshell, like, yes, I'm also pressured as a man.
Oh, thank you, Victor, for that. David,
Yeah.
as a man in this society, have you ever felt pressured to live to a certain standard or expectations?
Now, I know Victor had mentioned about having the word pressure at the, at the back of your T-shirt. I think I've taken it a step further. I already have that T-shirt. I've already written. I'm kidding. But what he's saying is very important. When you talk about pressure, what brings about the pressure? Number one, when a boy is born, the pressure begins at that age, because there is what is demanded by society as a man. So whether the boy is up to an age of understanding where he is, the pressure is already on him. If you look at the culture, looking at it on a cultural view, the boy is referred to as the protector. The boy is referred to as the provider. The boy is referred to as the priest and all these other things, isn't it? So immediately there is the pressure from the boy child to ensure that he's able to meet these conditions, not only for his family, but also for the society at large. All right? So of course, yes, the pressure is there because there is that need for you to be those things based on what the society will perceive you as a man.
True.
Yeah, and I know these pressures come as a result of expectations placed upon us. Maybe for you to be successful as a man, you need to be, I think, kuna ile by 25 nitakuwa na gari, nitakuwa niko na nyumba, niko na familia. Alafu unakuja sasa kwa reality, kwa ground. You realize at 30, the only thing you have is that maybe bed sitter tu, like a mattress na laptop.
True.
Na simu. I mean, and at that time is when, as a man at 30, especially at 30, is when it really hits. Because there are so many things that you've not achieved as a man.
True.
So even if you were to start a family, it's going to be a lot.
True.
So I don't know, when we talk about success for different people, success is different for different people, but as a man there are those expectations. For example, your career, professionally, kuna ile your definition of success.
True.
Is it something that like there is a defined meaning of success, or what exactly does it mean when it comes to your professional life?
On my end, I think maybe from my own opinion, like success, it depends, especially with a family, with the family setup, and also the environment, the kind of friends and people that you keep around you, like the kind of lifestyle that you would want to have, and also the society. The society also has an impact in terms of how it's going to determine you in terms of to measure your success. But basically, what I normally say is, personally, my perception is, if you want to progress and also to measure your wealth and to be comfortable in a way, like as a man, without too much pressure, avoid unnecessary competition. That is how I measure my success. Avoid unnecessary competition. You are not in a competition with anyone. So once you start trying to compare yourself with some other guy who is driving a BMW, you are driving a Toyota Passo or something, then there's that aspect of pressure that you're talking about. You need to be like someone else. So now, in terms of wealth, don't copy-paste someone's life for your life. Keep original and stick to your lane as a man. So the little that you have as a man, if you want to avoid pressure, stick to your lane and be satisfied with the little that you have. Whether it's too much, there's no too much, there's no too little. Once you're comfortable and you're settled as a man. So, there's There's some time in life, I met some kids. They were playing somewhere. So the other kid was telling the other one, for me, we are going to the supermarket for shopping with my dad. And the other young man was telling the friend and their kids, like for me, tunaenda soko kununua skuma. So you see the two, that small child, the other one who was saying we are going to the supermarket for shopping. My dad has a car and all that stuff. It brings now pressure. If you listen to that conversation as a father or as a man to those two kids, then it will prompt something. It will trigger something in you. Like, you know what? Or we are going to the market to buy skuma, and these ones, they are going to the supermarket for shopping, and they're going driving. Now pressure inaanzia hapo. You see, pressure inaanzia hapo. But now once you're comfortable with you going to the soko to buy your skuma comfortably without listening to the other pressure, then you're good to go. So as a measure of wealth, there's no too much wealth, there's no small wealth. What is enough to sustain you is what is important. So personally, what I get is actually able to sustain me and my family. I'm comfortable, and that is my wealth. I won't rate my wealth as, I'm owning a BMW, I have 3 apartments, I have 1 bungalow or something. No, I don't do that. As long as I'm able to cater for my family, they're comfortable, we have shelter, we have food, and we have clothing. That is very important for me. That is my wealth. And the last one of all that I would want to mention, being alive is enough wealth for me. There's no other wealth in this world that you being mentally healthy, being mentally stable, and good to go. The others, it's vanity for me. Yes, that's my opinion.
Wow, what an interesting perspective there. So ni kama hii pressure saa ingine ni sisi wenyewe tunajiwekea.
Exactly, yes.
It's not that somebody is pressuring you to be maybe successful in a certain way, but ni wewe unajicompare na watu wengine. So comparing is something that is really affecting men.
True.
Ndio maana wengine wameanza kuingia mambo mengine ambayo
exactly. Yeah. See, simple. Yeah. Life is not a race. You are not in a race with anyone. You are not competing with anyone. Stick to your lane. Drive at your own speed. And of course, if you are driving, it means you normally advised drive at a speed you can be able to control your car. Don't do 160, 200 when you cannot be able to control in case of an emergency. So stick to your lane, stick to your speed, and good to go.
Well, that's an interesting perspective, David. Victor has talked about comparing yourself with somebody will give you that pressure to maybe to look a certain way or to behave in a certain way that will place you in a place that you appear successful. Have you ever been in a situation where imebidi ufanye kitu so that you look successful?
You save face. Yeah, I mean, of course, more than once or twice or thrice, so many times. But as he has said, I think what I can add in brief is that because there is that view that the society will look at men, men are loved with conditions. Because for you to be a man, then there are things that you need to fulfill. One of them being that what we've been discussing since we started. For you to be, I mean, look at it even in terms of how men choose spouses, isn't it? Which is also a very important, because it can also be a source of stress.
True,
isn't it? Because if you bring on a spouse that is not able to come to terms with what is happening, then again that can be a source of stress. It can be stressful because number one, we have men, and both young men and people who want to remarry, they bring in a lady who is overambitious in terms of not being realistic in what is actually there. You understand? So that can be a source of pressure. I don't know whether you've been in a situation where you go to answer now your question, you go to anywhere, be it a hotel or ujina chai, isn't it? and someone is like, you pay the bill, you're the man.
True.
You know,
Once
pay
you
the
have bill.
you're the man, isn't it? Yeah, and you see now those societal pressures. Now, some of those things you'll do things to save face because it's like you're the man, isn't it? Or you invite your your spouse or anyone, your girlfriends and what have you, or even your friends, and they come with two others. But because you're the man, you definitely have to pay, isn't it? So of course you'll find yourself in situations where, because of the you're the man, you'll be like, okay, let me save face here. Then tomorrow I'll see how to get fair.
True.
Mia.
Right?
But you have to do it.
But because you're the man, you cannot cry about it.
True.
Isn't it? So you have to put on the t-shirt of
Pressure.
and get to see how you can live with that.
And
So of course those have been there.
to that, it reminds me there was a clip that also was circulating on social media, where a guy was attending a very expensive wedding somewhere, but he didn't have like the resources in terms of now the dress code, you see, in a very nice suit. So this guy took a suit from his friend, a friend man, of course. So then when he attended the wedding, unfortunately, the wedding was in a garden. And this garden, to some extent, kulikuwa na jua inakuja inawaka. So when this guy was sitting akakaa kwa jua na suti ya wenyewe, then someone came and told this guy, you know what, mwenye suti anasema utoke kwa jua. You see, that kind of embarrassment. Just because you're trying to fit in the society and to make people happy. Normally, this is what I say. Never say yes as a man when that yes means no to you. Make sure when you say yes, it also means yes to you. That is my stand. That is what I do. Like, if I'm telling you, yes, we are going to do this, I also mean like it's a yes for me. But as a man, never say yes when you are meaning yes, no to yourself. So make sure your yes is your yes and your no is your no. Yes.
I think from what I'm getting from the two of you is that finances really play a key role when it comes to these pressures or perceived pressures that men are having. Because when you're comparing yourself to somebody else, or you're trying to live up to a certain status that maybe you can't afford to, you have to.
We call it living a lie.
You just live a lie.
Yeah.
Or saving face.
Save face, just to fit in with a certain group of people. Ama kuimpress. Kwanza ya kuimpress ladies.
True.
Umeenda pale unanunua uji. Alafu they've been using type A, but because you want to be called the man, mwanaume, unaamua sasa kwenda zile the premium kind of products.
Yeah. Men are taking loans.
It is us that we also making ourselves to bow down to these pressures. And maybe apart from now financial pressures, maybe talking about relationships, you talked about maybe marrying rights. So that is now maybe affecting finances. But are there other things that give men pressure apart from finances?
Yeah, there is, and in fact, it's out of 100%, 99% of society, the pressure in the society is actually coming to men. So apparently, men are born to be leaders. Either in a family setup, in any environment, men are born to be leaders. Do you know why in Kenya, we've never had a female president? Do you know why in Kenya and some other countries we've never had even a female president?
I would like to know.
Because men are born to be leaders. We are not trying to be gender whatever here, but then that is the real discussion. I would want to relate it to some other country where we have, but then I don't want to mention that. We don't want to go those directions. But you see, you can be able to tell from what is happening in the society. Men are born to be leaders. So now, anytime you see a man crying, anatoa machozi hivi, that pressure imezidi, is too much. So there are so many other things that we would open to this discussion in terms of, apart from finances, there's also the mental health of a man, the unspoken. I've told you kuna wanaume wanachapwa na mabibi zao, but they don't talk about it.
So wanajiwekea hiyo
Wanajiwekea, yes. You meet this guy, he's okay, like he's smiling because he has seen you. But ukimwacha kidogo 5 minutes, this guy, you know, men are lions in public, but ni panya na when they go to their bedrooms, they cry. So publicly, they are not meant to cry in public. But of course, men also cry because of not finances only, the finances including now the bills, whatever, nini responsibilities and all that. Then number 2, the other aspect is leadership. So as this guy has mentioned, if he's the firstborn, for example, from his family background, it is upon him and the pressure of a firstborn as a man, not as a lady, as a man. If anything happens in their family today, they look up to him. This guy would go and take a loan of 5 million just to make sure he's trying to prove his aspect of leadership as a man. You understand? So he won't leave the sister or the other female gender to come and do that while this man is still there. Have you ever been, you go to maybe a restaurant or somewhere, then you get the bills, you take what 1, 2, 3, and then the lady says, offers to pay on your behalf. How do you feel as a man? Yes. I've seen, you know, there are some men who are married, like women have married men. There are some men who are married out there. So you go to a supermarket, for example, for shopping. Now, because this lady knows this man should feel like a man before other people, he would take his, the lady would take their credit card or maybe the ATM or something and give to the man so that the man feels like the leadership is the one paying, but in real sense, it's the lady paying. But because he doesn't want to embarrass this man in public, he would do that. So basically as well, in terms of leadership, there's that pressure on men as leadership. If you're paying rent, it's your responsibility as a man when you're married. It's your responsibility to pay rent, unless under special circumstances where your spouse, maybe the lady, can be able to come in, and it's not a must, it's volunteer. It's your responsibility as a man to pay rent, or maybe the other bills as a man. No, in this case, now you are jobless, you are in the house, then it's your wife or maybe your spouse paying the bills on behalf. How do you feel? The aspect of leadership. That's why men, even if they are living a good life with their spouses, men would go even to commit suicide because he's unable to cater for their families, because the aspect of leadership has dropped. You know, that is how I would mention in terms of now leadership. That is another kind of pressure, because we are born to be leaders. Even if nobody will tell you anything, as a man, if you have a young man in your house, maybe a little boy, whatever, there's a way he's behaving as compared to your small daughter. Because the aspect of leadership is now coming out, trying to portray, yes.
They observe
what you do.
Yes.
And that's where we are. So number 2, apart from finances, there's the aspect of leadership that brings pressure now to men.
For sure.
Yes.
Leadership, I think, also is one of the things that
True.
really pressures men, because it's like little expectations, like how you should carry yourself, how you should interact with people and everything.
Even politically, if you're vying to be a member of parliament in your area, and there's also a woman or maybe a lady trying to vie for the same, you'd want to prove yourself as a man. Like, you know, unashindwa na mama aje sasa. Unashindwa na mama aje, surely. So that is another dimension in terms of leadership, how it comes out as a pressure to men. But of course, women also are leaders. We are not saying like women are not born to be leaders. There are some women who are also, maybe even all women, they're also meant to be leaders. Everyone can be a leader. But then priority is given to the male gender, because they are born to be, the society perceives and knows like every man is born to be a leader. Yes.
Well, I think with the modern society, that statement,
yes, it's a bit tricky.
It's very tricky.
Yes.
inaweza lete kizungumkuti.
Yeah.
David,
Yeah.
maybe Victor has mentioned something about leadership, and now maybe to look at another issue that affects men, that is giving men pressure. Maybe something around relationships. Mapenzi unajua pia inaumiza wanaume. Maybe can you give us your insights on that?
Okay, so before I talk about relationship, I'd want to add one more thing. Now, financial capability of a man defines a very big aspect of how that man is perceived by society, and that is a reality that we are currently living in at the moment, right? But it's good to start from the root cause. Where did the rain start beating us as men, isn't it? Where did the terms now come to change? Number one, today, if you go to any university in Kenya and enter into a PhD class and look at the gender, out of 5 ladies, there is 1 man. So the woman of today is very, 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 very much empowered when it comes to exposure, when it comes to education.
True.
So if you look at a man who wants to even go out, now bringing in the aspect of relationship. So even before the relationship. So of course the women are empowered. So today, if you look at, the CEOs that are coming on board, if you look at the leadership of the different companies that we have today, the number of women leading this, the number of people leading these institutions are women. Why? Because they've really been, the girl child has really been empowered. And the system supports that empowerment as opposed to a boy child. Today, majority of companies, right? The girl child has a higher rate of getting employed as opposed to the boy child. And probably may not be gender, but education plays a big role in employment. So if you look at the masses who are more educated today, I mean, if you stand out there and count the big cars, and you look at the people who are driving these cars, majority of them are women. Of course, men, we have our video, I mean, just to comfort and, massage our own egos, that these are, ni mzee amemnunulia gari, ama ni boyfriend, But at the end of the day, that's a CEO somewhere. Yeah, akona sponsor.
I'm alone.
Oh yeah, I'm alone, ni alone,
Because we feel like now,
True.
Yeah, how? Then a big car, someone comes out, they need to actually, use the ladder to actually get in the car. The ladies are actually doing big things out there.
True.
So the boy child has been left behind.
The boy child has been left behind, and that has actually stunted his perception of himself as a man in the society.
True.
Even when it comes to relationship, how do you approach you a KCSE dropout or a KCSE pengine hata ufikisha form 4 or a college, right? Then there's a lady you've seen, then you hear she has a PhD. So even the perception of that house, where does that stay with you? So when it comes to pressure, other than finances, I would say the ladies are quite empowered, from programs to scholarships, and even them themselves, they have come to know the importance of getting that higher education.
True.
Okay? The boy child, the systems probably may not favor the boy child as much as they would favor the girl child. That aside, when you talk about relationship and who you bring in the house, it is very important that, and by the way, even before I go to the relationship, I don't know whether you guys saw an article that has currently been taking, making a lot of rounds of where are the men.
True.
Where are the men? Because, where are the men? Isn't it? Where are the men?
The events.
Yeah, in the events.
Cultural events.
Yes.
Nights.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yes.
Where are the men?
Like, if you look at the cultural, the festivals now.
Festivals, yes.
And you count, like you can literally count the men there. Majority of them are empowered women. Empowered. This is someone who will check out 20K in a night and not worry about it.
Okay, well, I saw comments. Somebody said the men have sponsored the women to go there.
Again, messaging our ego.
True.
That's the thing.
True.
Because we want to sleep. We want to sleep.
But for them, they don't want that noise. You see the noise in the festivals. For them, they wanted to stay behind, to be left alone in their own space. Sasa wanataka waondokewe by the ladies. So I don't know about that.
It is again. It is us to massage. We massage our egos.
So that is
to make us sleep better at night. When we see that, we're like, those guys, they've been, done all that. So which is okay. So, however, the reality on the ground, guys, is we are having ladies that are very empowered, that would not mind going to such festivals every other day, 365 days in a year, isn't it? And it's not because they have money to waste, but it is because they are empowered. But the boy child is nowhere near there, because when it comes, again, I say the finances play a very big role. But let's imagine you took your girlfriend there, isn't it? There is no way she's going to pay when you're there.
True.
There's no way, because you're the man.
Yeah.
Again, it comes back to you're the man. So the demand in society is too high for the boy child, and you'll find the boy child shying away from opportunities because their ego is wounded because of these things. Finally, in terms of relationship, it has also played a very big role when it comes to the pressures and all the challenges that the men face today. Because number one, you bring in a lady, he had said a very important part. The man is the head of the house. What makes you the head of the house? So we need to redefine that again as men. Because initially the man was the provider. Men used to go out there and hunt and bring in the food. Today, the woman brings in, you bring in a cake, she brings in a crate. So on the provider bit, if that is what defined that bit in terms of cultural, then that is out. Because she's actually providing more than you.
True.
When it comes to education, pia kuacha, and all these other things, I believe, when it comes to, we need to redefine the role of the man in a family setting. Can I say something? I know this can get me in trouble, but I'm still gonna say it either way, because it's important to be out there and to be said. Women are quite emotional. Men are we're very cognitive. And we're not emotional, in quotes, isn't it? Women can easily be led away. Men, not so much. And I think that stability, in terms of you as a man, that is what defines you as a man. There's a saying in our culture that says that a home with a disabled man is feared as opposed to a home without a man. That's where the trouble will come in.
True.
So much, Victor and David, for giving us your different perspectives about the expectations and roles of men in society. And I think one key thing that has come out from this is that as men, we need to be responsible for especially our finances, because that is where there is a lot of, it is the genesis of the problems that men are going through.
True.
Finances. Take care of our finances, take care of our health as well, not just our finances. So by taking care of our health, it means we'll have less problems so that we are more productive
True.
to make more money.
True.
And with more money, you can achieve a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, and with more money, kuna tu vitu mingi.
Kuna vitu, yeah. Unajua mwanaume akiwa na pressure na umpe pesa, pressure inaisha.
Kumaliza kazi.
Yes, inaisha. Inaisha.
So some of the problems that men encounter is because of ni sisi wenyewe tunajitakia.
True.
So let's be responsible with how we deal with our do we call them our spouses?
Our
Kila mtu ako na
spouses, yes,
but our
family.
partners, family, relationships, and even our career as well. So if you have any comments, any feedback, or any questions about investments, we're here to support you.
Yes.
Kwaheri.
Asanteni sana. Thank you. God bless you.